Let's do a kanji recap. The body, part 1. And our first kanji today will be neck. The kanji for neck has a very interesting development. First, it started off as an eye with eyelashes or just hair. Then the kanji was used to mean head or chief. Eventually, the definition of the kanji by itself was just neck. We can still see the head meaning in several words. Some examples are chief, first place, and political party leader. Fun fact, a good expression where this kanji refers to head is kubi ni suru, which means to fire from a job, or in business terms, cutting heads. Please do not confuse the kanji of neck with the kanji of self. The kanji of neck has the little hairs on top. The main kun reading is kubi, which means neck. Another example is ashikubi, which means ankle. The main on reading is shu, as in shuto, or capital city. This kanji has 9 strokes, and it is a JLPT M4 level, and this is one of the many kanjis you will need to learn for body parts, so save this video. Let's continue with the kanji for hand. This kanji has a simple shape and a simple history. It started as an open hand with 5 fingers and a wrist. Over time, it was stylized into the modern form we use today. Now, a question for you. Have you seen any of the shapes below? These elements can be seen in multiple kanjis, and they represented a hand at some point in history. This kanji can also act as a radical, but the radical form is a bit simplified. The examples are harau, to pay, and motsu, to carry. This is a very good radical to memorize. Do not confuse. The hand and hair look similar, but the bottom of hand is pointing to the left, while the one for hair is pointing to the right. The kun reading is te. The example is tekubi or rest. The image is tekubi supporter or wrist supporter. The on reading is shu. The example is senshu or player. The sentence today is Bundesliga no Nihonjin no star senshu, or the Japanese star players of the Bundesliga. Fun fact, the kanji hand is used in some very interesting combination of words. For example, we have tegami, hand plus paper equal letter, kashu, song plus hand equals singer, karate, empty plus hand equal karate. This kanji has 4 strokes and it is a JLPT M5 level. To write it, you will want to start with the 3 horizontal lines and finalize with the line in the middle. As for our next kanji, we have blood. Let's dive into a kanji that's in your veins. Yes, the kanji for blood, which is divided into 2 parts. The top line was the blood, and the bottom was a chalice. This blood came from sacrificial animals for religious purposes. Do not confuse. Blood and dish look similar. After all, they share the exact same origin. But well, as you just learned, the blood kanji has that blood drop on top of the dish. The kun reading is chi, which means blood. Let's practice some reading. Doshita no? Shi ga konna ni? Kega no gein wa masaka no. The on reading is ketsu. The example is ketsuatsu, or blood pressure. Fun fact, do you know? In Japan, people believe your blood type affects your personality. Type A, perfectionist. Type B, free spirit. Type O, the leader. Type AB, the mysterious genius. This kanji has 6 strokes, and now it would be very interesting to know what is your personality based on your blood type. Let's continue doing the kanji for foot and leg. Let's take a look at a kanji of something that you use every single day, your leg, which used to be more obvious in the original version. So now let's take a look at each part in this kanji. The top represented the kneecap. As for the bottom, you might recognize it from the kanji to stop, which came from a footprint. Fun fact, do you know the kanji correct, leg, and correct used to look very similar in the old days, but leg had the kneecap on top and footprint on the bottom, while correct had a town on top and the footprint on the bottom, which signified a town to conquer. This kanji is as helpful in real life as it is in the kanji world. That's because it can also act as a radical. Be mindful that its shape changes slightly. We see it in the words odoru, to dance, and keru, to kick. Do not confuse leg and older brother. Leg has a footprint on the bottom, while older brother has a pair of legs. The kun reading is ashi, which means leg or foot. The sentence example is ashi ga itai, honto no ken wa kore da, or this is the real reason why your foot hurts. Now we have another kun reading with two important examples. The first one is taru, to be sufficient, and the second one is tasu, to add numbers. This kanji has 7 strokes and it is an important kanji to remember for the body parts for the JLPT M5. And our last kanji for today will be head. Time to put some brain today into the kanji for head, which, if you look at the original form, it looks kind of messy, so let's break it down. The right hand side, pretty easy. It is the radical for head. Yes, that's right. The radical and the kanji for head are completely different. Now, let's look at the left, which first, it is the phonetic character to, but second, it originally represented a tall bulb to suggest something prominent. Do not confuse head and face. Both have the same radical on the right, but the kanji head has the tall bulb on the left-hand side. The kun reading is atama, which means head. There are two main on readings. The first one is to, which is a counter for large animals. This includes horses, cows, and elephants. Fun fact, as we mentioned, this kanji is used as a counter for large animals and also for professional animals. That is, that even if the animal is small, animals like a police dog, lab rats, insects in a museum, pigs for consumption, all of them are counted with this kanji. The second reading is zu. The example is zuno, which means head or brains. The sentence is Suno meiseki te doyu imi? What does it mean to have a sharp brain? This kanji has 16 strokes, and although it is a pretty important kanji, just like your own head, the thing that I recommend the most is to remember the radical, as you will find it in many other places. Now, I got a challenge for you. What is the meaning of this word? Type it in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Yay!